Hey everybody, here we go again. Another video, another day, another work in progress. Well, actually this one is pretty much done, so there may be a follow-up video to this one, I don't know. More than likely the final of this one will just make it to the blog and it won't make it to actual video land. But this is another project. In the case of this one, this is, calling this one TMAWH, The Muse at Windsor Heights. I'll let you guys figure out what book that's from. It's kind of a funny book. I liked it. Anyway, what these are little pod houses or apartments. So what I did was come up with just a basic kind of a pod house. And the original idea was behind them was these would be kind of little cheapy apartments for a sci-fi table. And the design was to have them, their little spaces cut for magnets on each one. There we go. So you can see the little holes at the top. So you can put magnets on them, and then they all stack together. So I could actually take them and stack them up. And that actually worked out really well. I mean, the fact that you could take multiples of them and stack them together. And I even thought about, like, well, if I'm going to make them so they stack, I included little cutouts and ladders so that you can get from one floor to the other. So that was kind of the original intent with them. And they're decent size. I mean, they'll fit your normal 28mm Heroic Minis. I included, I'll try and, let's see if we can, this one I've already done the cutout on, but I included it preset for the cutout, so all you had to do is just clip two little spots, and then you could actually put the ladder up there, and the ladder comes with it. The doors are separate pieces that just sit on top. And in the case of this one, windows probably look familiar. Those were actually leftovers from the laser defense walls, but those aren't included with it. That's just something separate. The design, though, what I did with it is completely modular. So I actually added a removable balcony on the front. So if you wanted to, you could do them with or without the balcony to give it a little bit more character, a little bit more design. As with everything else, these are textured, so there's a little bit of texturing on the top there and at the back. So it gives it a little bit more of an effect than anything else. These particular ones I actually did sealed shut so that they don't open, but you can make them so that they open. It's just a matter of clipping, just clipping those two pieces there and there on either end, and then the whole top can lift on and off. These, because they were prototypes and there was no real reason for me to do an interior on, I decided to make them so that they don't open. But that was kind of the original design, and it turned out really well. And I got them done, and I did about 4 of them, I think, and said, well, that's cool, but there's got to be more that I can add to this. And I was like, well, it's kind of nice having them all stacked together, but you wouldn't just stack them one on top of each other. So what I did was I came up with this. And I'll back the camera up a little. What this is a tower to put them all in. So I figured if it was going to be apartments, you'd have some sitting down flat, but when you wanted to stack them, you'd want something to stack them with the most density. So I came up with this thing. And once again, it's another fully engraved piece. So I've got engravings along here and on the top to give it that same texture. It's even a little ladder. But these, actually, so I'll try and line this up. A little hard to do this when you're on camera. These slide into the openings. There we go. So now that same building that I had before now slides in. I'm trying to tilt this up so you can see it. So you can actually slide multiple of those in there. And there's even a space for a third one on top. I've only got 2 close at hand right now, so I'm just going to show you with 2. But you can set a third one on top. Scaling wise, though, it's still same size scale as before. And if I wanted to, just to kind of give you an idea, there's a big mini. So I'll put one of my broadsides will actually fit underneath it just to give you an idea on the height and scaling of it. And I made sure there's enough room that you can actually get your hand in there to move move the figures around. So let's bring this a little closer so you can see. Added the ladder, so you can actually add the ladders in. So it's a nice little set. Gives you all the room that you need for stuff. And if I wanted to, I could even, if I really needed to, put an oversized miniature like that in there. So you've got plenty of room for all your figs. At the bottom, move the camera again and try and see if we can bring this down. There we go. Bottom level, there's actually enough space. And I wish I could lower this a little bit more, but let's see if we can get this so you can see. There's enough space at the bottom that you could also put the big ones down at the bottom. So, there you go. It's a nice little kit. So that way you've got a fairly good start to, like, for example, if you're building a city table for Infinity, or any of the newer sci-fi games out there other than 40K. Although it'll work in 40K too. This would be, I guess this would be more along the lines of a Tau type Xeno city, where everything hasn't been destroyed, or if they're just moving into a place. But that would be where this one would play nicely. Included with it, though, I decided to add a few extras, because you can't just build the city. I mean, there's going to be other stuff around it. So I actually added, and I'll try and get the camera closer again, these are little fences or gates that you can put in place, and they're, because you wouldn't just have, I mean, this way you mimic that same barricade setup. But what else would you have, I mean, if you're building a city or a residential area? Lamp post. So I actually did some lamps as well, or some street lights as well. And they're scaled so that they match up pretty well with it. They're just slightly over the first balcony height. These are done in all wood, but probably the final version of these, this middle set of rings will probably be acrylic of some sort. So I'll do them out of either a green or a yellow or a white acrylic, just so it adds a little more style to it and a little more color. The only thing missing is some more roadways and those sorts of things to go with, so I've got some sidewalks and stuff like that I'm designing to go along with this one. But this set is pretty much done. So I'm going to try and back this up a little bit more. Sorry about the shaking. Back it up a little bit more so you can see everything in one shot. But that's really it. It's a neat little set. Gives you a lot of possibilities. There are plenty of places to shoot from. Plenty of places to work on different things from. So, if you have any questions or anything, go ahead and drop me a line. Let me know what you think. Alright guys, talk to you later.